There's so much young people with diabetes, and I think there's a lack of education in the communities. Like in Aningiming alone, there's probably like 80 to 120 people with diabetes, starting at a very early age.
I guess you hit it on the nail when you said epidemic, because it has reached those proportions.
All my aunts and uncles on my mother's side had it. My mother passed away from it when she was 42. Complications of diabetes.
In our populations, we do definitely have a high risk of diabetes, and unfortunately, that's just the cards we got dealt with. But we can definitely do a lot of things to reduce the risk, and even if we're already living with diabetes, live healthy lifestyles and long, healthy lifestyles.
Okay, I'm Wichita Francis Kavanaugh, Grand Chief of Grand Council Treaty Number 3. I'm from Notikomeguaning First Nation. I've been a diabetic since 2002.
Yes, I've had diabetes since I was diagnosed when I was 38.
I myself am type 2 diabetes. I got diagnosed when I was, I think, about 13.
I was diagnosed 34 years ago.
Within the last 5 years, I've been diagnosed with diabetes.
I just remember being really thirsty, really tired, and my room was in the basement, and I couldn't even climb up those stairs without being really super winded.
The blood sugar that I was told for a normal person is between 4 and 7, but then this one particular day I was like 20.
And that's when I knew, oh, there's something happening.
With diabetes, there's 3 different types. Type 1 diabetes is basically where your pancreas isn't producing enough insulin. Type 2 is where you have resistance. And then gestational diabetes happens in pregnancy.
Some of the symptoms that you would look for or signs would be frequent thirst, weight loss, weight gain, numbness and tingling in your fingertips or your toes, cuts or bruises that don't quite heal properly anymore.
I think it's very important to have a checkup. In my case, there was no symptoms.
You should continue and have those regular check-ins with your doctor.
Just because you have diabetes doesn't mean that you can't live a meaningful life. It just means that you have to take extra precaution and monitor your food choices.
I stopped drinking pop and sugars and salts and milk.
We're always promoting that return to traditional eating.
You know, we are a people that are paying the effects of a change in lifestyle.
Like myself, I've been living with diabetes for over 20 years, and Powwow really helps me in managing my diabetes.
Generally, an active lifestyle leads to a healthy lifestyle.
Diabetes is very serious, but it also can be preventable.
Yes, it runs through my family, so I try to keep busy. A couple nights a week I came out to basketball that's hosted here. It's a fun way to keep active.
One Grand Entry song can be up to 3,000 steps. So that says a lot for the amount of physical activity that you can get, which will help prevent people from developing diabetes, but it also helps people who are living with diabetes manage that by getting proper physical activity.
As First Nations people, in our history, we've overcome a lot of things.
Sometimes it could just be a small change is all we need.
You don't have to be scared of diabetes, you just gotta learn how to work with it.
It can be beaten.
Let's start working together and overcome this.
Miigwech!